Hello, tutor and partners. I hope that every one of you enjoy a beautiful day. Today, we are going to share something about our English learning journal. So, we are going to share about the time when we start to learning English. Today, I am here with my dear partner Jefferson Vargas Daza, Jessica Dalia Fierro, and my dear partner Angie Norelli Kinchuan. Today, we are back with the question number one, that is, when, how you start learning English. So
Good
I want
morning.
to answer, yeah,
I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. I am Natalia, and I want to tell you my experience, how I learned English, and how and when. Sorry, I started learning English when I was 18 years old, back in 2018. At that time, I enrolled in an institute and I studied there for about 3 months. Unfortunately, I had to stop because I couldn't afford the classes anymore. And that was a difficult moment for me because I really liked learning the language and I didn't want to quit. Then, 2 years later, in 2020, I decided to start again in the same institute, but this time in a more serious way, like a technical career. I studied both English and French, and honestly, that experience helped me grow a lot, not only academically, but also personally. Thank you.
I friends a little. I want to listen Jefferson.
Thanks, Jason. Well, my first formal contact with English happened during my school years. Like most people, I start with the basics, grammar rules, simple vocabulary, and standard classroom exercise. While those lessons gave me a foundational structure, they felt a bit detached from real life, and I didn't feel a strong personal connection to the language at that moment. The real turning point occurred when I discovered my passion for rock music. You know, listening to different bands completely changed my perspective on English, and it was no longer just a school subject, but getaway to a subculture I loved. I found myself constantly looking up lyrics, trying to decipher the meanings behind the songs, and mimicking the pronunciation of the vocalists. This musical immersion transformed my learning process into an active and autonomous journey, merging my personal interests with language acquisition. Taught me that English is alive, emotional, and cultural. It was through guitar riffs and poetic that I truly began to understand and internalize the language. So this is all.
Okay. I like points too. Also, I write points.
Thanks.
My partner Angie, I want to listen.
Okay, Jason, thanks for this space. Cordial greetings to you all, guys. Mm, According to this question, uh, how I learned English, it started when I was in the 10th grade, and it was because some teacher shared with us some information about some online English program for free. And of the first time, to be honest, uh, it was not my dream, or it was not in my plans to learn English. But I think that for free, it, it catch my attention, and it was a really good opportunity because it was for free and it was online, and I take it. I get my information, my dates to the teacher, and the teacher gave them to them. Then I was contacted and I started with this program. But unfortunately, it was not too long because it was about some people that was not teachers, but was people that learned the language, and they were volunteers to teach the language for free. But we all the students in the program was not attending the classes in a regular way, and also the schedules of the teachers was not like um coordinating, so it ended. So then I started with some English academy after I finished my high school, but it was a little bit it was not a good experience because it felt like it was fake because they promised something at finish at the end. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the uh, when I was matriculated, but it was something really different. I cannot finish my English course in this academy. Then I started here in the UNAT in this university, and I still in independent in autonomy way, learning the language. That's my experience.
Okay, thanks. I remember that, of course, I started learning English several years ago. First in school, like most people, but honestly, I didn't take it very seriously at the beginning. But with with the pass of time, I realized that English could open many opportunities in many ways and help me to communicate with a lot of different kind of people from different countries. So since then, I start learning more independent. Also, I study French too, and one of my hobbies has been listening podcasts every night. Every night before go to sleep, I listen English podcasts, and it helps me to improve my listening skill, and also for my vocabulary. I try to learn a lot of English songs. Okay. Another point is what Kate or why Kate challenge and how you overcome your challenge. The question number two: what are the Kate challenge and how you overcome them? I would like to start with my partner Jessica.
Thank you, Jason. One of the biggest challenges for me was advanced grammar. Sometimes I felt frustrated because there were many structures and rules that were different and difficult to understand. But little by little, I overcame those challenges by practicing on my own and watching videos online. I realized that consistency was very important. And of course, I think that being autonomy helped me a lot to learn more English. And even if I was learning slowly, I learned more advanced grammar, but I think I have to improve myself still. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Any also Jefferson?
Um, well, one of the main challenges I have faced is maintaining absolute consistency over time. When you study a language, it's easy to hit a plateau where you feel like you are not making progress, um, which can be frustrating. Realizing that language acquisition is a non-linear, lifelong journey was a tall but necessary shift. Um, I overcame this obstacle by developing an invested mindset. Instead of getting stuck on what I didn't know, I began to treat the language as a field to constantly explore and research. Whenever I encounter a complex structure or unfamiliar vocabulary, so I deep into it out pure curiosity rather than obligation. Um, Another challenge was overcoming the initial fear of making mistakes during interaction, by understanding that mistakes are just natural data points in the learning cycle, you know. And I managed to this situation. So that's my experience. So that was my experience with this point.
Okay. Angie, I want to listen to you.
Yes, Jason. In my perspective, my key challenges are the first one for me, the financial limitations that prevent me to access into courses or academics, as I have mentioned it before. Um, because we can be independent and also autonomy, as Jessica said, but or however, timely support and guidance facilitate the learning process and also get less potential plateaus. And for this challenge, the online or virtual modality was the answer, was the solution for this challenge. And this university provides its, of course. And another challenge for me is the same as Jefferson shared with us, and it is about to be constant because, as we know, we as English learners, we have to be constant. We have to follow some schedules to practice and also reinforce our English skills. And it is a little bit difficult in my perspective and my experience to follow those routines even when I'm not motivated and even when I feel frustrated. Of course, there are some aspects that influence in it. It is, for example, the way that our teachers or tutors impart the classes. Because, for example, there are some situations when the teacher is speak a lot, and you are like your time to practice is too little, and you can feel frustrated, as I have felt before. So those are my main challenges.
Okay, thanks, Natalia. I would like to ask you, what do you believe that is an effective strategy that help to improve English skills?
Um, some strategies that really helped me improve were talking to native speakers, watching movies, as I said before, and listening to music in English. I also used to ask my teachers many questions whenever I had doubts. Luckily, my teachers were always very kind and supportive with me, and they played a huge role in my learning journey. They motivated me to continue even when I felt insecure. So that I most used watching movies in English and practicing English with native speakers in online apps.
Okay, hence the strategies that uh, worked best for me, I believe that is listening every night, especially podcasts at night. Every every single night I will listen podcasts, and I practice my vocabulary through songs. I like to listen English music, and I practice grammar with different kind of books. But I believe that it is really a challenge for everyone. English have a lot of grammar rules, but yeah, I believe that the best strategy is listen English podcast every single day. But also I would like to listen the strategies of Jefferson.
Um, I think the most effective strategy in my experience has been shifting from passive studying to active communication. I realized early on that reading textbooks wasn't enough. Um, I needed to put the language to work. Therefore, I actively seek out opportunities to have real, spontaneous conversations with foreigners um, whenever the chance arises. Um, Additionally, I completely modified my daily media consumption habits to practice immersive learning. I surround myself with English as much as possible by watching videos, uh, movies, reading articles, and listening to other material like music, every single day. And this constant exposure helps me and help to my brain adapt to a native speed and idioms and natural is a natural intonations to sound naturally. And lastly, integrating my creative side into my city routines has been incredible beneficial. Analyzing complex texts, connecting language to visual arts, and breaking down cultural context helped me retain information much better than rote memorization. True fluency comes from living the language, not just memorizing its rules. So that's my opinion about these strategies.
Okay, yeah. And the study of language is a big task for every single day. But I want to listen the strategies of my partner Angie.
Well, in my case, to be brief, of course, we need to be constant. And for that reason, we need to build some routines and some structures in the way that we practice. We also need to be or to use innovation. It means to use different digital tools, different ways, different methods to practice, and also to face this challenge that we need to identify in our own English learning process. Because we need to be self-reflective, because I know that this is a language that we don't know, um, or we are not sure if we are doing it perfectly, but we are also that uh, the person that can feel how is the progress. So we need to be also self-reflective. And there are also a short strategy, and it is to accompany the schedules by rewards. It definitely increase the motivation.
Okay, Hans. I remember that when I was living in Kumaral Meta, one of my most memorable experience happened there. I had the opportunity to translate for some native speakers who were my leaders, my boss, and the boss of an international foundation for young and children's there in Kumaral Meta, and they were all from Australia, and every one of them speak only English. They don't speak Spanish. Of course, at first I felt nervous because I did not expect to become the translator, but I understood then almost perfectly. And when I when I receive that confidence, I feel that I can understand very good, and I believe that it was a big experience. I felt very proud and satisfied because I realized that really I have the good and the big opportunity to be effective. But now I want to listen one of your memorable experience. Natalia, tell me about your memorable experiences learning language.
I've also had some very memorable experiences because of English. One of the most special ones happened when I was recommended for a job at a private school, and all the students from my institute became a school director, and he contacted the institute because he needed a new English teacher. Then the secretary recommended me for the position, for the job. For me, that was a very meaningful moment because it made me feel that all my effort was worth it. So that was a memorable experience that I had learning English. I was starting to learn in English, and I think I was doing well at the time, so they recommend me for the job.
Okay. Jefferson.
Um, a truly memorable aspect of this journey has been the opportunity to connect with highly interested people around the world, from diverse cultural backgrounds. And thanks to language and thanks to English, I have been able to share experience and across cultural perspectives with individuals I would have never met otherwise. It proved to me that language is above all a bridge between human beings, about human connections, you know. Um, these interactions made me realize that knowing a second language genuinely expands your world and opens unspec doors. It shares geographical borders and allows you to participate in global conversations and experiencing firsthand how a language connects different minds and completely changed my perspective about world, about language. Uh, Furthermore, every time I manage to understand a complex thing or express a profound uh, idea in English, it feels like a personal victory. Um, those specific moments of successful communication validate all the hours of independent work, and that's amazing. So they serve as a powerful reminder of how much my world has grown since I decided to learn language, to learn English.
Okay, thanks. Right now, I don't know if I am good at speaking English, but I want to know about your current level and your future goals in English proficiency. I want to listen my dear partner Angie Norelli.
Well, as I said, we need to be honest with ourselves. And to be honest with you, I think I'm a B2, but not a B2 solid. It's like a weaker B2. Um, but I hope and I wish that I can achieve a more fluency uh, in this language. I hope to still practicing the English skills, practicing and also identifying my errors, my mistakes to work on them. And of course, I hope to achieve the goal for this course that it is actually to be in a C1, but as I said, to be honest, I'm not in this level, but I hope to be in there in the next semester.
Yeah, I hope the same. But I want to listen you, Jessica.
The time is flying.
Yeah.
Okay, right now I consider my English level to be around B1 for being honest, and I feel like I stopped improving for some time because I became focused on work and responsibilities, and also sometimes I felt tired and honestly a little lazy to continue studying by myself, but I still want to improve a lot my English.
Okay. I believe that my partner Jefferson is C1 level right now.
Um, Currently, I evaluate my English proficiency at an A2.2 level, maybe sometimes B1, um, across mod communicate skills. However, I feel steady uh, approaching B1 level in specific areas, maybe like reading, um, comprehension, and some things like that. I'm aware of strengths and the areas where I need to continue building confidence and fluence. Um, Looking toward the future, my main academic and professional goal is to complete my bachelor's degree and maybe revolutionize the way language are taught. Um, I want to combine my pedagogical training with the arts to build a unique, deeply and creative, impactful classroom experience. I believe that integrating aesthetics and functional elements can make language learning more much organic, interesting. So additionally, I plan to use my English proficiency as um, a tool to teach Spanish to foreign speakers, and this will allow me to create an intercultural exchange where I can share my own culture while using innovate and communicate teaching methods. Um, Ultimately, my goal is to become a multifaceted educator who bridge language, art, and communication. So that's all.
Okay, my dear partners and tutor, I hope that it is so. Thank you for stay here with us today. God bless you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks for
God bless
sharing.
you. Thank you.